Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Mr.Fred and Friends. I'm your host, Fred Schultz, and I will bring up my co-host here in just a few minutes, Mr. William Bailey. And tonight, we got a heck of a show. You know, I was introduced to PBSL probably about a year ago, and it's just been absolutely outstanding. And the guys that run this organization and make it really, really happen, and they're building it right now. And they're doing a fine job. They are some of the nicest guys you'll ever want to meet in the sport of paintball. I got to tell you. I've got some terrific guys on tonight. I'm so proud to have them on. So proud to call them my friends, too. I mean, these are some terrific guys. Tonight I'm going to have Dennis, I can't pronounce his last name, but he started it down in Southern California. And now he's turned it over to Mr. Freddy Lippiton. Freddy, I'm sure I butchered your name, and for that I apologize. But it took me years to get my own name right. So, but anyhow, I'll have Freddy correct us when he comes on. But Freddy has taken over the reins of this now, and so he's kind of like the big dog here. So we're going to get to talk to Freddy tonight, and I'm pretty excited about that. And I'm bringing on a couple of guys that have different chapters. Ian Jaquez has a Massachusetts chapter, I believe. And I am bringing on Brent Mitchell Foster, which has the Colorado chapter. It is going to be cool. Both these guys had events last week. Ian, poor Ian, was fighting the weather, man. He had nothing short of a monsoon out there. Good thing and we still had people show up for it too, which was incredible. I got the radar the night before, and I thought they were going to have to play that tournament in boats because it was absolutely raining there, man. But they still did it. They still went out and they still did it. And, to me, that's just outstanding. And I sent an invite tonight to Mr. Francis Swain, too. He's a chef. He's actually one of the Hellhounds, a great team from New York. And he drove 4 hours one way in the rain to go up to play at Ian's event. And both these guys, Ian and Brent, they're both working very, very hard to build the sport in their areas. And I'm so very, very, very proud of them, because it's all about building paintball. And, the format that these guys do it in is just a super, super format. It really, really is. I'm going to bring up my co-host real quick here, Mr. William Bailey, who is having a little bit of internet problems tonight. How you doing, Billy?
Doing pretty good. Just fighting the internet like always.
Oh, yeah, but at least you didn't freeze up now. You're moving. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it, and I talked to a guy that I reconnected with today, Ryan Courtney. Now, Ryan lives back there, too. And, Ryan is one of them guys, he loves what we're doing. He likes hearing about the old stuff. He likes hearing about the way things are going. He likes talking, when we talk to the kids and bring them up, which we are going to end up doing another kids show, Bill.
Yep.
But this time I'm going to have the kids and their parents on all at the same time.
Yeah.
So which should be pretty cool. And I want to say real quick a hi to Connor Bryan. Connor's a friend of ours in Australia. He watches every week. He's live right now. He's been in the hospital for quite a while. I don't know if he's got out yet or not. You know, Billy?
Oh, still in.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. So,
yeah.
And
talking about moving him to another hospital, and so they can do more tests. But
yeah, he said it's about 4 hours away or something. He said the hospital he was in was like a country hospital or something like that. But anyhow, I just want Connor to know that we're definitely thinking about him, man. There's no doubt about that. He's a good guy. And Jennifer Montresor is watching right now. Jennifer, you're on my list to mention here tonight too, my dear. Everybody knows who Jennifer is now. She has the Iron City Classic, and that is coming up now at the end of this month. I believe it's July 30th through August 1st. And they got like a gazillion teams. That's exactly how popular it was. So I am so very happy for her. And she had the list out. I seen the list come out last week and all, who's playing who and what division and stuff they're in. Man, it just kept on going. Did you see that, Billy?
Yeah, I seen it. I was reading through the names, and I was like, some of them brackets would be awesome to play in.
Oh, yeah. I'm at the point in my life, I played pro for a lot of years, way back in the day. And I guess I'm at the point in my life right now where I just want to go out and play with these guys. If they whoop our butts like they did in New York, big deal. I mean, did we have a good time there?
It was awesome.
Absolutely, and it just really didn't matter. I mean, does everybody want to win? Yeah, of course. But is winning everything? No, it really isn't. And once you make,
problem is we'd probably play against the team names that we know, but we wouldn't know anyone on them.
Yeah, because of the age.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I say, winning. If you start thinking that you have to win, you're just going to take the fun right out of it. Period. And so Jennifer, we love you, and I've been promoting that thing for months, and boy, it's getting close. You got your work cut out for you here in about 10 days, 9 days. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. I am really looking forward to it. Short timer, yeah, it definitely is. And Ryan Courtney, how you doing, buddy? He says prayers for Connor. See, I told you, Connor, everybody's praying for you, buddy. George Contreras is out tonight. Got some great people watching this. So anyhow, real quick, we got. I want to mention Monte Casino coming up here. It's in September 11th and the 12th at Paintball to Go in Illinois, and I tell you, Billy, I'm biting at the bit for that one.
We all are. We can't wait. I get calls every day of what hotel is it everyone stays at, and
yeah,
and save enough parking for me because I'm bringing an RV, and can we camp out behind you guys? And it's like, oh my God.
I just begged you to put my tent next to yours.
Yep.
Thank goodness I get to do it.
Yep. Heck yeah.
So that's pretty cool. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's going to be great. And then real quick, BhaktiPaintball.com. He's got a two-day event coming up. You're going to have to get on BhaktiPaintball.com to find out, but it's up in Guerneville here in California, up by the Russian River, and it's a 2-day pump event. Should be pretty cool. So if you get a chance, you're going to want to dive into that. Let me get my shout-outs real quick, because, Billy, I want to bring these guys up.
Oh, yeah.
This is a great group I got on tonight. I mean, this is...
Sure.
What's that?
Dedication for sure.
Yeah, it's dedication, but it's the way they present themselves and the way they push the sport that to me, that's why I was so proud to bring these guys on. Yeah. It's just this is what you need in paintball. If you want paintball to grow, these are the kind of guys you want pushing it. Period. Yeah. So, but anyhow, I got to give my shout outs real quick, everybody, and I'll shoot through these and we'll bring these guys up and we'll talk PBSL. So I always start with Tim Schloss. Tim Schloss, Houston Tiger Stripe back in the day. Now we have Gateway Paintball. Tim did an awful lot. The people I mentioned here are people back in the day when I started paintball. These guys worked extremely, extremely hard to make paintball what it is today. And, they still do. And, Bill and I put on a lot of youngsters now because we want everybody to feel like they're involved. But I don't ever want anybody to forget the names that I say here. Without these guys, paintball would be nothing like it is. I mean, nothing like it is today. So Tim Schloss, I always mention, buddy, Gateway Paintball, as Tim says, 10 minutes from the airport in St. Louis. And then Mr. Dan and John Colby, Immortal Air. Everybody's been talking about Immortal Air lately. And what's really a trip, Billy? I just seen some little bitty tanks that the MagFed guys are using now. Yeah. It was so cool. It was so cool. Danny called me the other day and he says, how'd you shrink that tank like that, man? And he goes, oh yeah, he says the MagFed guys love them. Freddy goes, they take and alter their stock and do this and do that. So I thought that was pretty darn cool. I gotta tell you. So I might just get me one of them tanks. So you MagFed guys, a lot of talk right now about Immortal Air out there. I've been sponsored by them for like 31 years, and there's all kinds of air systems out. I don't put any of them down. They all got their own reason. They've got all their own product. I just love Immortal Air, and I love the way they stand behind their product, Dan and John Colby. So anyhow, then I always have to mention Mr. Budor. Budor, my big brother, a friend of mine for many, many years. a terrific person. War Game Products, still working after all these years, still working hard to promote paintball. Plays on the band with Bill and I. I just love the guy, really do. And Mr. Tom Kay. Tom Kay had Airgun Designs back in the day. Tommy even flew out to New York to be with the band when we played there a couple of months ago. And that was pretty cool to see him come out there, huh, Bill?
Oh, it's awesome. It's always great seeing them guys.
It was, all of them. And Rainey and Juvie Boucher, they had Paintball News back in the day. I wish Paintball News was still around because, guys, you would have loved it. You could have went out to the field. Never cost you a penny for the player. You could go out 2 times a month. They brought the paper out there, and it had everything in it. It had what just happened, what was coming up, where the fields were located, who did what. It was just nothing short of great. Tons and tons of work they put into this paper. And Rainey is also one of the band, played on the band. And it was so good to see him. It was just terrific. And then Mr. Randy Camilla. Randy was the editor for APG back in the day. Mr. Jerry Braun, he was the editor for Paintball Sport Magazine, and he actually owns the field where the World Cup was played in New York. And Kevin Donaldson, very, very good friend of mine. He's kind of the gatekeeper of the field. Jerry owns it, and Kevin and Jerry, they run it together. But you know, we got some pretty good news coming out about that field and about Kevin and about Jerry and about a few other things that we'll be firing off here in the next few weeks. I can't say anything right now, but it's going to be pretty cool. You're going to want to hang out and listen to that. Also, I want to mention Mr. Ross Alexander. He had Line SI, my Bushmaster, which I still got here from the very first pump tournament I've ever played in. I still have it. Jim Lively. Jim used to have Lively Productions. He had one of the 2 best tournaments all year. One was Jerry's World Cup in New York, and the other was the Masters in Tennessee. Absolutely loved it. Hey, Andrew Sturrett's on tonight. Ellie Remember Foundation. Andy is a good guy. He's got a big thing coming up actually in August. Maybe I'll bring him on next week and we'll talk about that. But he's got something pretty good going on. He's going to go for a motorcycle ride. You know, I understand they got him a special bike with 4 wheels. I don't know how that's going to work out, but it should be pretty cool and pretty safe for Andy too, because we don't want nothing happening to him.
I've never seen a motorcycle with a roll cage like that before.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, and you know what's really funny is the Briggs & Stratton engine. That's what kills me. But, you know, he says it'll do 20, so I'm happy for him. It's all good. So, and anyhow, and then I got to mention Gino from Belkin. Gino just had a little baby. Well, his wife had a little baby girl, but Gino was involved. And, you know, her name is Eugenia, and she had heart surgery 2 days or 3 days after she was born, but she is doing great right now. And so we're very, very, very happy for Gino, Belkin, all the people at Belkin, his family, everything. So what a great organization. I love Belkin. I really
have you seen that little video with David Bell?
Yeah, I sure did.
In
the little shop.
Yeah, that's really cool.
What don't they have? You know?
I
that's right.
A couple weeks there building stuff.
Oh, yeah. I'd get in there. There'd be claw marks if you tried to drag me out. So, yeah. Well, you know what, Bill? What do you say? We got some great guests. What do you say we pull all these guys up tonight?
Yep.
Now, this is the first time I've talked to Freddy, you know, chatted back and forth with him on Facebook, but this is the first time I'm going to see him face to face. And Freddy, I'm going to give it my best here, but please, everybody welcome Mr. Freddy Lepitin.
How you doing? All right, fine. Thanks, Fred.
How bad did I butcher your name?
It's not too bad, but it's pronounced as Yapitan. Is the 2 L's? Yeah, 2 L's as a Y Spanish kind of.
Oh, I butchered the heck out of it then.
It's all right.
You're just being nice.
I'm used to it. At least you tried. How you doing, Bill?
Good. How you doing, Freddy?
But thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, absolutely. Been looking forward to having you on, especially because I can pronounce your first name. I love it. But yeah, I've been, you know, ever since we had Dennis on, and he kind of passed the reins to you. So I'm going to bring on a couple guys tonight that have a couple other chapters, and we're going to talk PBSL.
Yeah, great.
Okay. So first, I want to bring on Mr. Ian Jaquez. Now, I probably butchered his name too. Ian, did I butcher your name?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Right
Jakes.
on. What is it?
Jakes.
Jakes?
Yep. We Americanized it just to trick you for telemarketing.
Whoa, I got to tell you, I threw that one under the bus. I'm Billy.
Yeah, you did.
It's going to start on the first name basis from now on. You know what? Yeah, I'm just going to call you Big Eye. And I want to bring on Brent Mitchell Foster. Now, I got to have yours right. Am I right, Brent?
Kind of.
Yeah,
Michelle is
go.
my wife. We actually share the Facebook account. I'm just Brent.
Oh, God. Hold tight, guys. I thought he was French.
No, I'm actually pretty much full-blooded Scottish.
Yeah. Oh.
It's funny.
Well, this show's already gone off the rail for me. Oh, man. Some Facebook user said, this is hilarious. Yeah, for you. I love it, man. All right. Well, at least I got all your names wrong. That's pretty cool.
Oh for 3.
No one feels left out. I like that. Yeah. All right. So, Freddy, real quick, I'm going to start with you. You took over the reins from Dennis.
Yes, sir.
Now, yeah, and Dennis worked like 15 years. He was in charge of this.
Yes.
And now you've got the whole ball of wax here, huh?
Yeah. It's enjoy. I mean, I'm having a blast, like watching the PBSL grow for the past since I've joined, probably 5-6 years, and seeing it from. I remember having 20 to 30 players per event. Now, at our peak, we were getting 85 players, and we had to cut it off because it was just like Dennis had to cut it off because we couldn't. The time allowed it during the day. We couldn't get enough teams to play, and we'd sell out. We'd sell out practically in 1 hour. 85 players would sign up like that, and everybody's paying fast, and it was great. And we had to expand because of it down here in SoCal. There was just too many, and then I talked to him. He's like, I told him, hey, if I could do somewhere, because SoCal chapters mostly it's like northern LA, North LA, kind of borderline. And where I'm at is more of the west of LA borderline with Riverside and San Bernardino County. So I just, it made it easier for players that wanted to try, it was a 3-hour drive for some players and they wanted to play PBSL, enjoyed it. So we decided, me and him decided that, I should start my own chapter in LA Riverside, and which I did. It's successful. It's just been slow. We've gone through 2 seasons, and then I broke off. Then I needed to start another chapter, which is the PBSL X, which is one of my other commissioners, Fernando Henry. Hopefully he could get on the show and introduce you guys one day with him. PBSL X is basically our mech electro division for all the, we can't just let all the pump players have fun. We gotta let everybody have fun in the community. So we decided to give them, but we had to make it where everybody learned paintball, which is, if they want to do airball, they need to learn the angles, the name. So if we just let ramping involve, it's just everybody just there shooting, and all new players, it's gonna give them a difficult time to learn the game. So we decided to put it semi uncapped, but you're only allowed 2 pods in the hopper through the whole game.
There you go.
So they've learned. I've noticed players learn the angles. New players coming in, they learn the angles. They learn it. The game slowed down a little bit more. They move more like a pump player does during the tournament. So, we're teaching players more about the game than just ramping and beyond the pump players, because we know the game is different compared.
Well, that would keep the skill factor in it all the time then too.
Yes, and I get a lot of pump players wanting to play. They'll bring their mechs or their electros, but they love it because they don't need to ramp, and they're relying on a lot of their accuracy now more but they still got their semi there to kick in when they need it to. So
Right.
it's been great. It's been great actually.
Well, when Ian was out here in California, before he went back to snow country, he he was at some of these tournaments, and I got to tell you, some of these guys with their pumps were so fast that you thought that they were semi.
Yes,
They were just absolutely incredible. Am I right, Ian?
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%, Fred. It's not an old Sterling. It's not your old Line SI or anything like that. The today's pump guns are amazing.
They are. And they're so fluid, so smooth, unbelievable. Freddie, Ian just had a tournament on Sunday.
yeah, I noticed. I saw that.
Yeah, and it was just the people that showed up. I mean, the weather was just bad. I guess the weather cleared for you to take the picture, which was pretty cool. So,
Yeah, it cleared enough to take a couple pictures in the afternoon, but in the morning that night when I went to bed, I was praying that there wasn't going to be torrential downpours and thunderstorms.
yeah, but you got I looked at because the night before I pulled up the radar for the whole U.S. and I was looking in your area. And you guys had a huge band of rain clouds that were going through your area that night. So, but what's amazing though is people still came out, Ian, to do it. And what's really good is you still held the event. You didn't say, screw it, man, it's going to be wet. We're not going to do it. You still held the event. And that's what really, really helps sport of paintball. It really does.
Yeah, we had guys drive in from Massachusetts. We had guys drive in from Albany. Francis drove from Albany, New York, 4 hours to come play with us.
You want to speak of Francis real quick? Here he is. Mr. Fred
on the spot.
from the Hell House.
What's
How
up,
you doing,
Francis? Long time no
Francis?
see.
Hey. Yeah, it was like the other day or nothing.
Yeah, Francis is one of the guys that drove like 4 hours, everybody, one way to go play in this. Now, Francis is one of these guys. I've had Francis on before from the Hellhounds because I met them out in New York. I met his team out in New York, and he was just he made an impact on me. He was just a terrific person. And so when Ian and him heard about each other, that is so cool that he drove all that way to plan.
Yeah, that was really awesome to see the support from the community, from people willing to drive all that way to come play.
In the weather.
Yep, in the weather.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because Freddy's been working on his for a few years now. That's why Freddy's getting so many players. Freddy's well known, and well, he's well known up here too, but definitely in Southern California. And so what you and Brent are doing is you guys are building your organizations. And having Freddy, behind you, I think is a pretty cool deal too.
So I try to just it's all them. Both of them, they have their styles. I've noticed between all the commissioners, they all have their different styles of how they run their leagues. And from what I see, that's why I made a little group between us, and they all bounce tips and stuff to each other to help each other out, because at the end of the day, we all need each other to grow, and some has been there longer, and some is still learning, as Ian is, and he'll eventually, once his chapter starts getting known, especially in the East Coast, he's practically by himself down there, and people, once they realize the average player that doesn't have a team goes, you know what, I want to play this tournament scene, this pump scene. I don't know how it is in the East Coast with the pump scene compared to Cali, but they're probably maybe one out of every 10 down there or something, and they see a tournament made for them, and they don't need a team. I know if you would drive, if I have people here in SoCal and NorCal driving all the way down to each other's chapters, and those are we're looking at 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours, and we're getting a bunch at a time. I could only imagine when you're the only pump tournament around that area, they're willing to drive as long as it caters to the players, which we try to do, and we make it fun, which hopefully everybody has. And I think at the end of the day, we just want everyone to go home and say, you know what, they spent their money and they enjoyed it. That's all. Regardless,
that's the ticket. Yeah, that's the only way you're going to build anything, you know. And the way you guys pick, you know, like Ian. I met Ian for the first time last year, you know, and I liked that guy right off the bat. You know, it's all about attitude when you're trying to build anything in this sport. You know that, Freddy.
yes.
You know, I did it for years, believe me. And it's all about attitude. You got a good attitude, eventually you're going to draw all kinds of people in and want to hang out with you, do your stuff, everything like that. You're a jerk, you're going to be out the door in no time, believe me. So, you know, Ian and Brent, not Mitchell, but Brent, you know, I'm learning here. I'm like, it's a learning curve for this sport, you know. So, real quick, you know, I'm going to get to you in just a minute, Mr. Hellhound. I like the name Francis, but Hellhound will work.
I was just flying through and clicked it real fast.
I'm just so glad that you made it, buddy. You know, I'm going to get to Brent in a minute, but I was telling everybody before you jumped on how you took the time to drive up and support Ian in that, and I think that's terrific. That's the good guys in paintball. Bud Orr says hi to everybody too. Bud Orr's watching everybody right now.
Hi, bud.
Hi, bud.
So Brent, now you had a tournament this weekend too, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and was it a pump or was it a
It was a 3-man pump tournament because as much as people have been enjoying the random draw stuff, people still do want to play with their team sometimes. So I had a few people talk me into doing it as a team event. And shoot, we had players from Nebraska, Ohio. People were driving far.
Yeah.
Because like you said, again, it's the only people around doing it.
Yeah. And, you know, I love the format of the picking the card thing too, but you know, when you get a set bunch of guys, you know, that want to go out and show their skills together, you got to kind of bow to that once in a while too. You know, I think there's room for both formats.
Well, it's like PBSL California. They do those 10K tournaments and 10X tournaments where it's a 10-man mech pump tournament where you play with your team. So we don't probably have 10 people you could get together to do that out here, but the 3-man format's real nice because you just grab a couple of buddies and shoot, you might be borrowing pumps for a couple of them.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, Freddy, you know, you got such a big draw down there because, you know, there's so many players in South Cal. Yeah. Just like up here in North Cal too, you know, same thing.
Yes,
I'm from Southern California. I started out there.
Oh, and what, there wasn't enough snow? You had to go to Colorado?
You know what? You're talking about the wet weather at Ian's event. Our very first tournament, we played in October, and it was 23 degrees and snowing.
Oh, geez.
It was awesome.
I played a 5. We played a 5 and a 10-man at the Masters one year in Tennessee. We played the 5-man, and we were the first one out in the morning. It was like at 7:45 in the morning, and it was raining so hard that you couldn't even hear the shots from the markers. You couldn't see 40, 50 feet. It was raining that hard. It was absolutely incredible. But I had a good time. It took me a week to dry out. So, but it was still fun, you know. And like I was saying, you know, you guys formats the PBSL. The first time I really seen it was last year when Sam Wyrick. I went up to see one of his tournaments he had going, and I see all the cards and stuff laid out, and everybody's picking a card. And I never knew about that type of format, but I thought that was such a cool idea because this way you're playing with somebody you never knew. You never know who's going to be on your team. You know, you might get a good player. You might get a guy like me. You never know. It can go either way. So
Yep.
I thought the format was absolutely terrific. Really.
We've actually had teams coming out to our events and scouting for people too.
Yes.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, you know, when you go to events like that, you actually see who is really good and who isn't, and that's exactly what they do is they scout. Yeah. Just like that, you know, just like Francis over here. Now you've been building your team. You've been working on your team, right? Didn't you guys just go win something, a 5-man or something?
Division Normandy. It was a scenario, not a tournament.
Oh, was it? And
yep.
How many? You took all 5 of the guys that I got the picture with?
Yeah, so all of those guys were there, plus the bulk of the rest of my team was there. So we had quite the showing. And Eric Sanchez from GZ Red came and played with us too. Him and his girlfriend and his brother's friend. So they were out there with us as well. They're planning on playing with us again next year. So yeah, we had a huge showing for my guys, and it's our favorite event to play every single year.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, because you made a name for yourself at the World Cup. That's why I picked you up. I just thought you guys were nothing but great, and the attitudes were terrific. I just absolutely loved it. So, your team, when you were there was only 5 guys on your team, right?
No, we had other guys on the team, just no one else could make it.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay. Well, how many guys are on your team right now?
Oh gosh. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. I probably got 14 regular players and then some part-timers here and there.
Oh, very cool. Very good. So I'm going to jump back to Ian real quick. Ian, you had your event Sunday. When's your next event coming up now?
I'm working on something in September. We have a lot of pre-established tournament stuff. The NEPL, NEXL have events set up, and then also trying to not fight scenario games and that kind of stuff so that, I'm not stepping on anybody's toes. Our tournament Sunday was on the same day as the Division III NEXL tournament. So, there was a lot of players that were down there pitting for other teams and stuff like that and playing as well. So, plus the rain doesn't help for a turnout as well. But I'm looking for something in either the middle of September or maybe the early October.
Well, when you get a date, let me know so we can push it every week.
100%.
I want to mention it every week I just want a good crowd going to yours. I want a good crowd going to Brent's. And, Freddy, he has his crowds.
We try.
You know what? I would rather play with 15 or 8 or, 10 awesome players than have, 40 players that are jerks. Francis was an awesome guy. He kind of, dealt with the rain and everything like that. And we ended up having, 4 2-man teams and played a round robin tournament with, 1 pump and 1 mech on each team. And went out and, we had a blast all day. And then we played some one-on-ones in the morning, but while we were waiting for people to get there.
That's cool. Francis is a rising star in the sport. And you can laugh. Hey, I'm a pretty good judge of character, man, believe me. So, he's a rising star in the sport. And, it's all about attitude, just like yours, Ian, and just the same way Brett, and Freddy. Look at your attitudes towards the sport and towards people. It's all about playing fair and having fun. I mean, that is the whole ticket. I played tournament for a lot of years, and the pressure was always on. The pressure's on with your team, your sponsors, the people watching you. Just, because there was so much money involved in it all the time. It was a business more than a fun thing. So, the stuff that you guys got going right now, I think is just nothing short of great. And it's going to keep building up. Look at Freddy. He's got 85 people showing up. They have to make a cutoff. You guys are going to end up the same way, too.
Yep, hopefully. I just want to say hi to Kevin Donaldson. I ran into him not last week, and the weekend before that at PNL 10-man. The Master Blasters were there. And unfortunately, the team I was playing on ended up in the same bracket as Master Blasters. And they rolled us on the hyperball field. They absolutely rolled us. I mean, me and a guy went to a bunker, and within 3 seconds, both of us were shot out.
Yeah. Well, these guys practice every weekend.
Oh yeah, those great guys. Kevin was awesome. He came right up, and after I introduced myself, he was my best friend for the rest of the weekend. So. Oh
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Kevin's an awesome guy.
Yeah, Kevin and I go back a lot of years. He's a great guy. He really, really is. But back in the day, we used to practice every weekend. Matter of fact, we used to practice Saturday and Sunday. I had Constant Pursuit, and we would practice against the Ironman. So every weekend we were out thumping. So then you go to the tournaments. You just knew what your buddy was going to do. It all worked out good. That's why, the PBSL, I think, is kind of cool because, especially the card thing, you go out, you pick a couple cards like that, you know, and you don't know who you're going to end up with. But what you just did is you're going to meet some new people every time you go do this thing. Am I right, Freddie?
Yes, sir. It's like I started considering us as a minor league system, basically, for a lot of the upcoming teams. There's a lot of teams down here in SoCal that got built together, just looking at players that's just wanted to join, and they just started building a lot of teams. I think that's why we have so many pump teams down here, because, you know, after a while, you know, your buddy, you're going to be like, you play pump, they try it, and it's, you know, and they like it most of the time, you know, but we'll get to like it, of course, but once you get into pump, there's no way you can't like it. It's just a whole different monster compared to electro.
It is absolutely. You know, I'm a big mechanical guy, so you know, either way, it's fun that way. Hey, Freddie, you know Mean Gene?
Yes,
I know you do because Mean Gene goes. He goes, "Oh, you can have Freddie on?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh," I said, "I'd like to be on with Freddie." And I said, "Well, you know," I said, "I'm not going to have Freddie on." I said, "Just this one time." I said, "I'm going to drag Freddie back out here again." I said, "Put Mean Gene on with you then."
Yeah.
So he talked pretty good about you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Gene. I mean, hopefully that's a first. Shoot, how Gene is.
Oh yeah. You know, there you go, Billy. Huh? You know what's funny too is I've known Gene for just a while, but I really only met him for the first time in New York, right? Well, you know, he hung out with me. He rode with me back and forth to the field and stuff like that. And I got to tell you, I don't know where the hell the meme came from, because the guy was smiling the whole time. I mean, he was always. Am I right, Billy?
Yeah, you're right. But it might have been because it was New York. You know, I don't think they would have known how to handle him, you know, being mean.
That's true. You know, first I thought his shorts were too tight or something, you know.
Yeah.
But he was always smiling, you know. It was pretty cool.
Like,
he was
what the hell's this guy
good guy.
smiling at?
Yeah.
I mean, Gene's really great. He's a great guy. Once you know him, he's a great guy to know.
Oh yeah,
he
I like
practically knows everybody.
Yeah, he does. He's a fun guy. I had him on his show, and he had real problems with his internet. You know, I mean, he couldn't say one sentence that would just roll through. So he goes, "Oh, I want to be back on." So now he's got his camera, and he's got some kind of other stuff he said he's got. So he's all ready now. So I'm gonna have to bring you guys back on, Freddie.
Yes, sir.
You and Mean Gene. But yeah, he did mention you when he found out I was dealing with you and having you on. He did mention you.
Yeah, his old store was. I lived like probably about 5 miles from his old store he used to own.
That's how he got the name
Dangerous.
Mean.
No.
Yeah, he threw people out.
Mean Gene, he's just a different. He's an old school breed. That guy.
That's why
He'll tell you how it is.
Yeah.
That's basically how it.
That's I love it. I got to tell you.
There was a pizza place right next to his shop that made awesome pizza. That's all I know.
Yeah.
So you never made it to the shop then?
Italian.
You got hung up at the pizza place?
I think it's an Italian. I'm not sure if it was a pizza. But
Italian
either way,
he has pizza brought in from somewhere that's really close to his store, and it was some really good pizza. They've definitely got competition for the New York style or whatever it was. It's like, holy crap.
Bill, do you remember what markers you had on the wall? No,
He
but
doesn't
you remember the
care about
pizza,
markers.
yeah.
It was the pizza. I didn't even realize it was a paintball store. I just thought we were there to eat pizza.
I love it. Dining on them glass
He had a lot
pieces.
of
I bet
stuff
that
in
was
that
fun.
store. He had a lot of inventory.
He still makes a lot of stuff. Yeah, Mean Gene still makes a lot of stuff.
yeah, he has his own the slice kit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got a few things there. He stays with it pretty cool.
Yes, sir.
So Brent, when's your next one coming up, buddy?
August 28th, and that'll actually be our season final for Colorado.
It is August 28th. Okay.
August 28th and 29th. We're going to run PBSL one day and PBSL X the other day.
Okay. After we're done, I want you to fax me some information on it, or send it to me. Text me some information so I can mention it every week. Same thing I want to do for Ian when he gets his date set. so we can keep pushing this for you two guys. And we just want to keep it rolling for you. You know, you guys deserve to be where you're at right now, and we just want to make both you guys better. Am I right, Freddie?
Yes, sir. Whatever they need, I'll try to get it from. Whatever, if they need help, I'm there. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There you go. Do you guys ever talk? Do you guys ever text each other?
Oh yeah. We got our own group chat.
Yeah.
Good.
I try to talk to them all personally. You know, let them know exactly like what I expect from them. Which it's not, it's not a lot. I just want them to succeed. So I just tell them the best way they could do, and they've been really, absorbing everything I say. So I'm not trying to boss them, but they've been doing great. I've noticed. I don't even tell them.
They're smart kids. I mean, like I say, you just got to have the right people at the right job. That's all there is to it. And like I say, all three of you guys are good for the PBSL. I wish we could have had Sam on tonight, but he's up in the fire zone right now. Sam's another great guy.
That reminds me. So I'll be traveling to NorCal with Sam. I'm doing first 10-man event for PBSL. Our PBSL X will be our 10-man event there. I think from what I know, we're trying to get it's Combat Zone PB Park, I guess.
Yeah, Combat Zone. Yeah,
Oroville. So we're still looking at the date, and he told me somewhere between September and November. That will be our mechanical or our electro 10-man event, and it's going to be our rec. It's between our rec and hyperball event tournament. So it's not just a hyperball field. We do use the rec ball fields, and it's a 10-man event. Limited paint, 3 pods, 1 hopper, and that should be. We're looking at doing that in September and November at Paintball Park. And I'm also got our 10K here, our 7-man pump, 3 electro or mech, rec ball. It's a rec ball and hyperball tournament coming up in Combat Paintball Park in, oh my gosh, I forgot what city. Combat Paintball Park on October 14th.
Well, when you get the information, like I say, all three of you guys, just shoot it down to me so I can mention it every week. And because, we reach quite a few people with the show. It even surprises me. Even people that just jump on to check it out, we're running somewhere between 3,000 and 10,000 a week.
Nice.
And we're getting views between 1,000 and 3,000 a week. The last PBSL one I did, I think, had like 2,300 views. So I tell you guys don't suck. People like listening to you. And I just had to bring Francis on tonight because, first of all, I want to keep pushing Francis. Francis is he's not good for paintball. He's young, so he's got a ways to go. Hey, Kathy Alvarez, how you doing, sweetheart? I don't know if you know Kathy, don't you, Ian?
Yep.
Yeah, Kathy's on right now watching. She's a doll.
Yeah,
she is. I want to, keep pushing Francis. To me, when you told me Francis drove all the way up there, 4 hours one way, and the weather sucked. It's not like you're going up there in sunshine. So that shows an awful lot about what he thinks about the sport and how he wants to push the sport. So I think that's absolutely terrific. And so where's your next one, my good man, Francis?
The next one is actually mine in War Club up in Rome, New York.
Oh, what date you got on that? Do you know?
It's September 8th, I believe it is. It's that Sunday. It's either 8th or 9th. It's wherever that Sunday is.
Okay. Well, yeah, if you want to text me, I'll mention it if you're looking to draw people in.
More the merrier, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Just text me and let me know what it is. I'm more than happy to, to all you guys.
Yeah, let me know as well, Francis, so I don't step on your toes. So let me know. Let me know any dates that are going on that stuff is going on, so I can try to schedule around other stuff.
That's
Yeah,
the
of course.
problem right now. You can throw a dart on the wall with a bunch of dates on it. You're going to hit an event.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah,
you
You
just
pick a weekend, you can go play paintball somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But you just got to keep doing it anyhow. It just doesn't matter. You hate to step on anybody's toes, but
Going on that stuff is going
you
on.
want
So
your event to keep
I try to
going.
schedule around other stuff.
That's the problem right now. You can throw a dart on the wall with a bunch of dates on it. You're going to hit an event. Oh, what's going on? You just Billy.
Yeah.
Billy's back with us. I think wow, I could have sworn I heard my own voice.
I know my
That's
internet's
how I
bad, but I
sound,
didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah. Crap.
Now you're doing good, Billy. You're
I'm
up and
going
running
down. Mayday, mayday.
now. You're doing good.
And bye, Billy.
Okay, see you, buddy. Pull him off here real quick.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Ian, because you're going to have yours, Francis, in September. You said.
Yes, it's the September 8th or 9th. That whatever that Sunday is, it's a scenario event, so it's not a tournament.
Got it.
No, I'll try
okay.
to make it up there.
Got it.
All the way to
Very cool.
Rome? I don't know. That's a far drive.
A couple
How far do you-
hours.
how-
It can't be.
Go ahead, and I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It can't be more than 3 or 4 hours.
I think so because it's 2 hours for me.
All right. Well, I live in Keene, so I shaved about an hour off your time, so it's probably 4 or 5 hours from my house, depending.
Wow, that's a long
But
drive too, yeah.
go
I gotta
go
tell
for
ya.
a weekend.
I've driven a lot farther.
Well, you need a place to stay. I got a guest bedroom.
All right. I drove 3.5 days across the country from California to New Hampshire, so a couple hours isn't that bad.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I've done that a few times actually, because I'm originally from Wisconsin and lived down in Chicago and stuff, so I drive back and forth to see my relatives. Matter of fact, I'm going to drive back to Chicago in September. I'm leaving here on the 6th of September because I'm going back to that Monte Casino game.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been laying to do that. I got Bud Orr as one general, and Dan Colby's the other general, and we got all kinds of guys from the band that are going to be there. So I am just laying for it right now. I cannot wait because I got to tell you, when I tell everybody, about paintball, I always say the same thing, I'm not blessed for what I get to do, but from who I got to meet, who I know. I know the best people that this sport has to offer, and I'm friends with them, and same way with all the guys on this screen right now. That to me is being blessed. And if you're going to build a sport, the guys on the screen right now are the kind of guys you need. Period. Because it's just like a dad or a mom will bring their kid to a paintball thing, and you'll see guys coming off and they're griping about this or this guy cheated, or this did this. They're not going to let their kids go play. That's going to be done. As a matter of fact, if I was standing and I seen a game that I never played before but was interested in, I seen guys come off yelling at each other all the time, there ain't no way in hell I'm going to go play that either. It doesn't matter if it's a kid or a grown up. So you guys all, you have the right attitude. You have the build paintball thing, and I'm so glad, Freddy, that you stay in touch with these guys. And I'm so glad that they stay in touch with you so you guys can all build together.
Yeah, I got one more thing. I know you guys are going to cut it close.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Me and Brent is looking to do hopefully Arizona still. Are we still?
Oh,
we're trying to
Yes.
push PBSL in Arizona. We're still waiting. Just to let you Arizona people know that we're trying to get there. We're just trying to figure out how to all the which field will take us and stuff, and of course it's the money thing. We can't just we don't want to overcharge people, so we're always trying to negotiate with the field owners so to make it as cheap as possible for all the players. So if you guys know any field owners in Arizona, let us know and get us over there. And also I'm trying to do one big main event in Las Vegas next year. So I will try to do a random draw in Vegas. Hopefully I get Arizona running by then. And I could get all the people from New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Colorado, NorCal, SoCal, Florida, Hawaii.
Absolutely. Yep.
And one day, hopefully next year, I'll get that going, and we could, everybody random draw from the whole U.S.
That'd be so cool. Do you guys already have somebody to run it in Arizona, or are you and Brent going to do it?
You know what? Me and Brent's just going to go there for now, and he knows
Cool.
the people, so I'll let him talk. I'm sorry, Brent. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've been talking to some buddies out there who are big into pump. They know about the PBSL. They've driven out to Southern California to play. We were talking for a bit, then they got busy with the whole West Coast Paintball Series, X-Ball Series. And hopefully next weekend I'm flying out there. I'm going to try to meet with them again. But
Very cool.
Working on it.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, that would be terrific. Kathy Alvarez wanted to know if there's any PBSL in the Midwest anywhere.
Colorado.
Freddie, if we're going to do a Vegas, we got to do it when it's cold in the Northeast. So like February, January, March, when I'm ready to get out of the snow.
April, May, June,
see
July.
Let's plan for like March.
Yeah.
Incidentally, for Phoenix, I'm trying to talk them into like December or January.
That'd be perfect, yeah.
Because Phoenix
when I was in
sucks
Wisconsin, we used to call summertime 3 months of bad sledding. Because, it just seemed like it was snowing all the time there. Yeah,
3 months of bad sledding.
So, but that would be so cool to do that. And Dan Colby's watching, guys.
Yeah.
What's going on, Danny? Danny and Bud Orr. Those are two generals going to be at Monte Casino. Two great guys that worked a long, long time. Brett, you going to be at Monte Casino?
I want to. ICC is turning out to be fairly expensive too, though. I'm playing both 10-man and 5-man for that one.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, hell, have Andy pay your way there.
I'll be hanging out with him the whole time.
Yeah, I got to
We're
turn my
playing
phone.
with the dudes from Team Fox, by the way.
Yeah, I got to turn my phone off now. Andy will be calling me. you know Team Fox?
Yeah, I've been talking to them. I've gotten into Automags the last couple of months.
Oh,
and,
yeah, good man.
They've been helping me walk through some stuff. But
Rob?
Yeah. For the 10-man, we're playing on a team called Reality Check, which is RC Customs. They did some of the bodies on the Emacs that they were using for the Woodsball World Cup.
Right.
Anyway, we're playing the 10-man with the RC Custom team.
Oh,
so
cool.
it'll be some of the guys from Alley Remembered out here in Colorado, and then the rest of the team will be Team Fox.
Oh, outstanding.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go next year back over to New York because I want to play in the World Cup again. Well, Woodsball is what we're going to call it.
I'll be there for that one too, playing with the Corsairs, the other Alley Remember team.
Oh, then you're going to have to go over and shake this kid's hand over here, man. Francis, you're going to love him the minute you meet him.
Will do.
Hey, you're the next star, buddy. Hey, Francis, you're a chef. Where are you a chef at? You're in the Italian restaurant?
So yeah, the couple different places it's in the same company. Right now, for the summer, I'm up in Saratoga, New York, running the Jacob and Anthony's American Grill there. Because there's the Saratoga horse track racing going on, so there's a lot of big money there.
Oh, cool.
So right now I'm going to be there, and then I'm going to be going to one of the other locations in the company after that. So I bounce around whatever location needs the most work, I guess.
Got it. Because
I'm the guy that takes care of projects, as they call it.
I'm a big eater, so I'm going to look you up when I want that. I can't wait to see you guys again. Hey, remember we talked about that next time you guys have your uniforms made, keep me in mind. Can you hear us yet? Uh-oh. Ian.
Sorry, my
just
dog's
lost.
barking.
It's okay. We just lost Ian. Now, Ian, when he first came on tonight, said they had very bad thunderstorms that were just starting when he came on. So I'm thinking that...
they're bad. It's hitting me. It's hitting this whole area. It's right above me, too.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, because he said it was real bad when it was starting. So, hey, Andy just jumped on right now. He says ICC is going to be a blast. Yeah, it is. I wish I could make it there. Hey, Andy, we were just talking. Brent was thinking that maybe you should pay his way to No. Well, why'd you say it earlier? Oh, Andy. Yeah, you guys, that ICC, I wish I could make it out there because that's going to be a hell of an event. And, I wish, Jennifer's got her 2 Young Guns teams in there, but I wish every team that's going there a safe and fun time. Period. That's just got to be top of the line all the time. It's safe and fun. Freddy, anything you want to close out with, buddy?
No, I mean, I just want to say thank you to you for letting me on the show and you not representing, but, telling how it is with everybody, with how PBSL is. And
hey, I got a PBSL jersey coming, the second run, I think they should have it maybe by the end here. So
yeah, great. Yeah, I think it was a samurai one. Is it? It looks like
I can't remember. I just know that I wanted one. I sent them the money. I said I got to have that jersey.
Thank you for supporting us.
Oh, absolutely. And Freddie, this isn't the last time I want you and Brent Brent on. I want you guys back on for sure. And Ian, we'll bring Ian and Francis back on too. Francis, I'm glad you stayed on. I'm glad the weather, your internet held out. But Ian was telling me, he goes, yeah, he said, I'm in a town like 700 people. He goes, it's not the best internet there. So, but he did hang with us for quite a while.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with you, Freddie. Freddie, I'm going to let you say goodbye to everybody. And I want to give you a personal thank you very much for coming on tonight and spending the time with us. And also, I want to invite you to come back on again.
Oh, yeah. I mean, also, we got the other chapters. They're looking, if possible, for them to get on. They're a great group of people. We got our other commissioners, and they all have different styles as how Brent and Ian has and Sam. All these commissioners throughout the PBSL, I mean, hands down, great people.
Well, let's do this, Freddie. When you got a big event coming up, let me know. And the week before the big event, we'll bring you and some of your other managers on.
Yeah, of course.
And we'll
thank you.
bring Brent back also. Absolutely.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Dude, great.
Consider it done. You just have to stay in touch with me.
Yeah.
Because like I say, the mind goes. The older you get, that's how it is. It's a shame. Last night I kissed a cat and put my wife out. So you got to be careful. It goes backwards on us. So anyhow, Freddie, thank you so much for being on tonight, and stay in touch with me. Let me know your dates and everything so I can publicize them for you. Then link up with some of your managers that want to be on some night, and let's put this together and make it happen.
Okay, yes, sir, we'll do. And thank you for everything you guys done, and you have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, what a great guy, huh? I am glad Dennis got to turn it over to him because he's going to do a terrific job. I really, and you too, Brent. You guys are doing a great job. Starting anything like this is not easy. Period. And same way with Freddie. Freddie's been at it for 5 years. How many years you been at it now?
Less than 1.
See, that's what I'm talking about. But you're still, just like Ian, you guys are working hard to make it happen. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to let you say goodbye to everybody, and I want to invite you to come back on again for sure.
Love it.
And I want to thank you so much for being on tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Go ahead. Let's say goodbye to everybody.
Have a great night. August 22nd is the charity game for autism at Dynamic Paintball in Aurora. That's a good cause up there. Big bike run in that one.
Yep, very, very cool. Yeah, that's one of Andy's things.
Yes.
Very, very good. Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, Brent, you have a good evening.
All right, sir. Thank you much.
All right, my pleasure, sir. Bye-bye. Now you, Hellhound. And I'm so glad that you could jump in tonight. And I just really, really wanted you on. Keith Kissel, how you doing, buddy? Keith Kissel, I got out of paintball for a while. And if it wasn't for Keith Kissel and Freddie Valente, I don't know if I would have jumped back in to where I'm at right now. So Keith, always, buddy. You're a good man. Appreciate very much what you did for me. And you, Francis, like I said, you know, you're the future of paintball, kid. You're going to go a long way. You really are. You got you got the perfect attitude, and you're marketable. That makes any sense? You are. So I'm going to let you say goodbye to everybody too. Man, we lost Ian. We lost my co-host tonight, Billy. God, I can tell you, it's been a whoop night here.
Yeah, the rain is coming down right now for sure. So if it's worse over by Ian, I feel sorry for him.
Yeah, he said it was going to be bad when we first started. Before we even came on, I had him in the green room, and he said it was thunder and lightning out there. He said he didn't know how long the internet was going to hold up, but he's a great guy. I am so glad I got to meet him last year, and I'm so glad that we're still in touch with each other. And the same for you, buddy. I'm going to let you say goodbye to everybody, Francis.
All right. Well, as always, it's been fun. Mr. Fred, you got to let me know what event it is next year I got to go out west for. And got to get you to come out east and play with us. Maybe
I would love it.
Maybe get you to come to Ion with us next year.
You know what? I would love it. I absolutely would. So,
I got a great campsite, and I have my, I guess you could say, CO there that runs my battalion.
Oh,
He's
really?
a lot like you, and you two would get along. That would be trouble having you two together. So I kind of want to see that happen.
Right on. All right, Francis. Well, you know, I want to thank you so much for coming on tonight, buddy, because I know you work late, and I know it's late back there, and I just appreciate it very much. I want you to know that.
Yeah, and I told you anytime. You just got to let me know.
You're the man,
Always
kid.
fun.
You just stay safe, here.
You too.
All right, buddy. Everybody, Mr. Francis Swain. Great kid. When I say he's the future of paintball, I mean it. You know, you guys out there, you sponsors and everything out there, you guys, keep this guy in mind. I'm telling you, he's marketable. He's very fluid. He's a very, very good kid. And I think he's damn good for the sport, too. Ryan Courtney, thank you so much for watching tonight, buddy. You, Bud Orr, Keith Kissel, Andy Sturette, you guys are all cool as hell. You know that. And I appreciate it so much. You know, it's a shame that we had problems tonight with a couple of the guys with the internet, you know, but the storm is extremely bad back there. So we just want them all to stay safe, and that's all there is to it. Anyhow, I appreciate so much you guys being on tonight. I appreciate everybody watching me tonight. Jennifer, you're a doll. I wish I could be at your tournament, but I know you're going to make it a great, great time for everybody that's involved. And I will mention you again because I'm sure next week is going to be, you're going to probably be there already setting stuff up, working the heck out of poor Frank. So, but Frank can take it. Frank can take it. So remember that. So, all right, everybody. So please, everybody stay safe. Until next Tuesday, 7 o'clock Pacific time, play hard, play safe, play fair, but get out there and play paintball, huh, guys? All right. I'll see you next week, everyone.